Hi guys. Okay, so this video is going to be a little more serious, and it's something that I told you I was going to do for a while. So let's just get through it. Mike's gone out with Odie right now. I have permission to talk about things on here from him, and I just thought I would go through and let you guys know what's been going on. Okay, so half of it's my stuff. I'm not going into a lot of details about Mike's stuff, but I will go into, I'll let you know what's going on. I'm going to get comfy here, because I'm going to be here for a few minutes. I'll let you know what's going on, but I'm not going deep into details with his, okay? Alright, so back around the beginning of December. Okay, let's rewind further back than that. You guys know I was off on leave from work for a while because of where I had my appendix taken out. And I was off for about 7 weeks because my doctor wrote me off a bit longer because we were in the process of me going off Ozempic and going on insulin to get my sugars under control, which they are now, thank God. But, yeah, I'm doing really well. So, with that. But anyway, I returned to work. It wasn't a smooth return to work. They told me I was supposed to bring my computer back down on site because while I was off on leave, but nobody told me that when I went off on leave, so I didn't know, so I didn't take my computer back. So then they told me that they had to give me a new computer. So they got the computer set up. They told me to come down and get it. I went down and got it. I set it up here on home. I couldn't get connected to their network. So they told me that I had to come down on site to work until they got it straightened out. So I went down on that Monday. It was a Monday, and I was after bringing my computer down on Friday, or earlier that morning before my shift started, so they'd have it ready for me to go. So I went down, and my supervisor got me to sign into my tools and stuff, and everything was working. Then she got me to sign into the network from down there. That was working. So she told me I could go back home again. So I took the computer back home, set it up, and I was working. Fine. It worked for about a week, and then the computer crashed. It was like freezing up, like constantly. I couldn't get connected on anything because I'd bring up my tools and it would freeze. So I told them about that. And that was going on for a month. They set me up, they set me up with tech support. They walked me through it. They dumped stuff off the computer, and it got working again. So it worked for another week. So this is going on through the month of November, okay? So it worked for another week, and then it crashed again. So I wanted to take the computer back down for them to look at it. I begged for a new computer because I told them this one just wasn't working. Like the tech guy, you know how they do remote assistance and they take over your computer? Well, he was doing that, and the computer was freezing up on my end, and I'd have to restart. And I went out and I bought a new connection, an Ethernet connection for my computer, a stronger one, a really good one. And just to see if it was something with my internet, and it wasn't. So they told me that I couldn't bring the computer down right now because clients, people that we work for, were on site, and the tech guy was with them and he couldn't do the computer for me. So then finally the next week, there was a death in my family in between this, so I had to take a few days off for that anyway. And then the next week, they took it back. They called me to take it back in, so I did. It took 2 days for him to call me. So I'm losing out on all these shifts in the meantime, right? And my pay when I could be working. And then they finally called me to come down to get the computer. I got the computer. It was working great. I was connected. I was working no problem. They told me I had to come to work on site for now on, because if there was computer issues, then they could get me help faster. I knew what the issue was all along, so that's why I was telling them to get me a new computer. On the same day that they told me, this was on a Tuesday, I can't remember the date, it was in December, early December. The same day that they told me that I was going to have to come work on site, Mike had a doctor's appointment. Now, Mike has memory issues. He's had memory issues since I've known him. And that was what I liked about working from home, because I could make sure to remind him this and remind him that, right? So I was crying. I was upset because I was like, I can't, like, for one, like, it's going to be hard for me to leave him at home. So anyway, like I said, the same day that this happened, I was upset about that, but I was, okay, I'll figure out a way to work this out. And plus, I have health issues. I have to take insulin. Like, I would have had to drag stuff down to work with me. And anyway, I was just very frustrated because I was hired with the option from work to home, and then they were dragging me back in. It seemed like they were picking on me since I came back from leave. Like, I told them all along that I needed a new computer. And I'm not saying the name of the company. People who know me that live in town that watch my videos, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. But other than that, yeah. So anyway, Mike called me. He was leaving his doctor's office. He was on his way home. And he said he had some upsetting news. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, can this day get any worse? So when Mike came home, he told me that his doctor wanted his license that day. But Mike wouldn't give it to him. He refused to give it to him. So he drove home. So the doctor thinks Mike may be in the early stages of dementia. So I said I wasn't going to get upset. So we've been dealing with that. So then we had to deal with that and we were going to be losing the vehicle. Well, we didn't have to lose the vehicle, I guess, but he wasn't going to be able to drive it. So we got rid of that. We sold it. It's gone. But, dealing with this work stuff, and then I was like, okay, well, now I know I don't live that far away, but when it's icy outside with my vision, and especially at night, I can't walk back and forth. And then HR where I worked was like, well, you can get taxis, and I'm like, then I'll be spending my whole pay in taxis. So we literally got hit with this work thing and Mike losing his license. So I gave up. I quit my job. I quit it. They backed me into a corner. They're like, either you come to work on site or whatever. So I quit because there was too much on my plate at that point. And I'm sorry if anybody wants to judge me for that, you can, but it's my life and it was my decision. So I quit. Thankfully, I was able to get unemployment till I can figure out what's going on with life. But anyway, so we sat down and we talked about it and we discussed that, let's just get through the holidays and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. And shortly after New Year's, they showed up. We figured out that we were going to... Actually, what happened was the vehicle was repossessed. We let it get repossessed. We told them to come get it. But then it was sold. And I'm still working on that, but the way it's going, because Mike can't drive anymore, I think what's going to happen is what's left on the loan from what they sell it for is going to be put towards what we owe, and then we're working that out anyway. So I'm not gonna stress about that right now because we'll figure it out later. I can't, this is why I've been so distant on YouTube. There's just way too much going on. Way, way, way too much. So, yeah, that's it. Mike has really good days, like where he'll remember everything, and then he'll have bad days where he can't remember. But it's mostly his short-term memory. And, but he hasn't been officially diagnosed with anything yet. But the doctor's thinking that's what it might be. So, we'll deal with it as it comes. We're going to have to. Just sucks. We just got married and it's like all this is happening. So anyway, we put everything in order. Everything's good to go. And then we had this whole incident with the seniors thing, where he was accepted for seniors and then they turned around and said, no, you made too much money. And I'm just like, well, my unemployment's only going to last for so long, and I'm going to be doing my taxes for this year soon, and it's not going to be as much as we made the previous year, because Mike was after just retiring that year, and he had unemployment and old age Canada pension as income, right? So it's like, I don't know. So then I said, well, can you just put our application on pause? And once my unemployment runs out, we won't have enough income then, so we'll qualify at that point. So maybe we could stay in the same spot on the list. And they said, no, because you don't qualify right now, we can't keep you on the list. I'm just frustrated because now when my unemployment runs out, we're just going to have enough. I'm going to have to figure something out. We're just going to have enough for like our bills and our rent, and then it's like a little amount left for like food and like medication and stuff for the month. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out somehow. I'll get another job if I have to. But that's going to be hard because, like I said, if Mike keeps getting worse, I already told him not to go near the Instant Pot unless I'm home because he'll forget to release the pressure and that will blow up. Like, I don't know. I write everything down. We have a calendar in the kitchen, so I write things down for him on there so he can remember. He's really good when Kaylee comes down, though. I don't know what it is. I don't know if his brain's being active more because she's here and he has to stay focused. But he's really good when she's around. Like I said, he has good days and bad days. He's been playing trivia games a lot just to try to keep his mind sharp, so that seems to be working a bit. But it's going to be a hard road ahead, but we'll get through it. So, I don't know why I still have a bit of a cough, but I do. But yeah, we'll get through it. So, that's what's been going on lately. I told you guys I'd let you know about the story with work. There's probably way more I could tell you about what they were doing to me, but I have it set in my mind that they were out to sabotage me when I came back from leave because you get so many points for attendance before you're fired. Mine were completely up. They gave me a point the day I was in surgery. No lie. I had to fight to get that back. But anyway, my points, just because of health issues with myself and health issues with Mike, they were up, but they weren't, I didn't use them all up. I still had points left, but it seems like they wanted me gone. So if they literally backed me into a corner, and I said, like, if I had been able to stay working from home, I'd still be working. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. I would have earned my points back, and I would have worked. But they forced me into a corner. I swear, and I can't prove it, and maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I think where I was asking for a new computer for like a month, I swear they gave me a bad computer and sabotaged me on purpose. I really do think that. And then they backed me. I think they backed me into a corner to get me to say I quit because they didn't want me to get my unemployment. But I managed to, just because of Mike's situation, I was able to get that. So that's good. So that'll at least keep us going for a little while till it'll give me several months to figure stuff out. So that's good. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I'm iffy if I want to even post this video, but I consider you guys my friends, and I think I just needed to talk it out. And sometimes I need to talk it out with people that aren't closer to the situation. Like, I could talk to my mom, I could talk to my family, Mike talked to his daughter, my best friend Krista. But sometimes when people are like outside of the box, like my daily circle, I guess, sometimes your guys' advice hits true to home, hits me more up here logically, so, but I'm staying positive. This too will pass. We go through different seasons of life, and this is my winter, my rough season. Yeah, it really is winter. Look at all the snow that we got. But yeah, this is going to be my rough season, but we will get through it. I have faith in that. I'll just manifest good things for myself. I have a couple of ideas, so I'm exploring different avenues, so that's good. I've heard of some different programs and stuff that are available too for like grants for housing and stuff, so I'll look into different things and we'll see I swear I got the hiccups. I don't know where that came from, but we'll see. We'll get through. So anyway, I'm going to go, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to do something. I just had lunch, so I might go play with my makeup. That seems to, like, put me in a zen place. Well, it used to. Lately, it hasn't. I got to get back into it because I got all this makeup, and I got to use it. It's going to go bad. Only lasts for so long, but yeah, even if I just play around with it. Plus, I'm trying to pan stuff for this year. I really like trying to use up my old stuff. I'm going to try not to bring in too much new stuff. I should show you guys what I got from Mike for Valentine. I'll show you guys in a different video, but I think he's really going to like it. Yeah, I don't want to unpack it. I'll show you guys after we open our gifts. He doesn't usually watch my videos, but just in case I haul it out and then he comes in the door, that's not going to be good. Alright guys, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you guys all in the next video. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye everyone.